Hello, I'm Ryan, psychiatric provider and owner of Birdsong Psychiatry and Wellness. Today, we're diving into one of the most effective research backed tools we have for improving mental health and psychiatry, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. If you've struggled with anxiety, depression, rumination, or overwhelming thoughts, this video will help you understand what CBT is, why it works, and how you can start using it today. CBT is basically a structured form of therapy that focuses on the connection between your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. If you think about it of a triangle, at each corner would be emotional, thoughts, and behaviors. They're all intertwined. At its core, CBT is built on the powerful ideal of it's not just what happens to us that shapes how we feel, it's how we interpret and respond to those experiences. For example, imagine you text someone and they don't respond. One person might think, they're busy, not a big deal, they'll back at me later. Another person might think, they're ignoring me, I must have done something wrong, they're not my friend, and I will never have any friends. Same two events, two completely different emotional outcomes. CBT helps us identify these automatic thoughts, often negative, exaggerated, or distorted, and gently challenge them. We replace them with interpretations that are more balanced, more realistic, and more grounded. But CBT isn't just about thinking differently, it focuses on your behavior, what we avoid, what we repeat, what we do when we're anxious or depressed. If your thoughts shape your emotions, your behaviors shape your life. CBT gives you tools to adjust both. So, why is CBT so helpful though? Well, CBT is widely used because it works. There's decades of research proving its effectiveness. CBT makes your thoughts really more visible, which is extremely important. Most of our negative thoughts happen so quickly we don't even realize that they're there. CBT slows the process down so you can really notice them and challenge them when need be before they really snowball and get out of hand. CBT targets thought patterns and not really just the moments, more patterns. Instead of only treating symptoms in the moment, CBT helps address the mental habits that fuel those symptoms, like catastrophizing, black and white thinking, personalization, or mind reading. It's important because CBT, what it does is it'll give you a practical, repeatable skill approach. This isn't a vague or abstract, it's concrete. You learn how to reframe your thoughts, how to break the cycle of rumination, how to face situations you've been avoiding, how to calm your physiology, your heart rate, stop sweating maybe. CBT challenges the brain over time. Neuroscience shows that when you repeatedly practice new thought patterns and behaviors, your brain literally rewires itself. This is called neuroplasticity. CBT is one of the core therapies that harness this ability. So, how do we really actually do CBT? Here's the part that most people want. How do you start using CBT today without needing a full therapy workbook or multiple appointments? Let me walk you through a step by step approach. Notice automatic thoughts. That's the first step. Start by catching thoughts that trigger your emotional reaction. Ask yourself, what went through my mind just now? Why did my mood shift so suddenly? Write it down if you can. The goal isn't to judge your thought, it's simply to bring it into the light. Really, once that's there, you really want to identify the distortion. CBT teaches us how to spot the distorted thought patterns. Some of the most common ones are catastrophizing, expecting the worst case scenario of everything, and it's always negative. Or mind reading, assuming you know what other people think and assigning narratives without empirical evidence. And all or nothing thinking, where everything has to be good or everything has to be bad, viewing every situation either way, good or bad. And then personalization, which is blaming yourself for things outside of your control. Once you recognize the pattern, the thoughts lose some of its power. And it's important to really challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself a few questions. Is this thought based on facts or feelings? What evidence do I have for against this thought? If my friend had this thought, what would I tell them? Your mind often presents assumptions as truths. CBT helps you gently question those assumptions. It's important to start to reframe those thoughts. You're not trying to be unrealistically positive. You're aiming for balance, accurate, and helpful. For example, automatic thought. I always ruin things. Nothing I do works. Reframe that. I feel overwhelmed right now, but I've handled challenging times before. This is difficult, but it's not impossible. This subtle shift, this is a subtle shift, but it's really quite emotional and powerful. Changing the behavior is incredibly important as well. Now that your thoughts are more balanced, choose a small actionable step. If anxiety tells you to avoid something, make a plan to approach it in a manageable way. If depression says stay in bed, stand up, open the blinds, or take a 5-minute walk. Behavioral really is the engine that pulls the rest forward. And it's important to practice CBT, tiny, repeatable, consistent steps. CBT isn't something you master once, it's something you practice the same way you practice anything that matters. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Over time, your brain learns these new defaults, neuroplasticity, more balanced thinking, healthier emotional responses, and more empowered behaviors. CBT is one of the most powerful tools we have to improve your mental health. It helps you understand your mind, calm your emotions, and make choices that move your life forward. If you'd like more guided CBT tools, videos on rumination, anxiety, or affirmations, please be sure to subscribe. And if you need support from a psychiatric provider, I would be honored to help you through Birdsong, Psychiatry, and Wellness. Thank you for being here today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.